It has been 12 months since we started our backyard orchard journey and this channel. Looking back, we are thankful for how far we've come. Watching the fruit trees we planted a couple of years ago grow and start producing has been such a rewarding experience. Moving some of them from pots to the ground this year has made a noticeable difference. We've also focused on keeping the trees manageable with regular pruning, which has been a big difference for our suburban backyard. Keeping the trees compact not only works for the space we have, but makes harvesting easier and enjoyable. Sharing this journey with you has been a great experience, and we're looking forward to what's ahead. Thank you for being a part of it. Now let's have a look at our fruit trees. Starting with the pomegranate, this is the wonderful variety, and it's grown well over the past year. While it didn't produce much fruit this season, we are hopeful that as the tree matures, we'll see better yields next year. Our Thai gold pomelo has done well, and we are happy to spot a couple of fruits on it this year. The purple wax jumbo or wax apple is starting to flower and fruit again, which is great to see. Last year, it produced quite a lot of fruits, so we are hopeful it'll be productive again this season. The mame sapote has been growing really well. While it's still a while away from fruiting, it's great to see it's doing well. The Alfonso mango, known for its rich flavor and Indian heritage, has developed a flush of new growth. Our loquat is flowering again this year. We have really enjoyed its fruits last winter and are looking forward to harvesting more this coming winter. This longan tree has done particularly well this year, producing an impressive cluster of fruits, some of which are ready for picking. The red custard apple tree hasn't fruited yet, but it's grown well. We gave it a summer pruning recently. The sapodilla or chiku tree has started bearing its first fruits and is also flowering again. We are really looking forward to enjoying this delicious fruit. Our Kyogle soursop tree has had a good year, producing a number of its tangy, sweet fruits. We've even used the fruit to make smoothies, which was really refreshing. There are a few more new flowers and fruits on the tree, which will be ripening soon. The lemon drop mangosteen is fruiting now, having small, bright yellow fruits when it ripens. This yellow sapote, also known as canistel, has grown a lot this year. We have successfully grafted an Oreo variety onto one of its branches. This tree has started flowering and fruiting, and we're excited to see how the fruits will turn out. The Erdon Lee or king lychee, which has been a fragile young plant, is in its second year and has a fresh new growth. Our mulberries are doing well with both white and red chatoot varieties. The red mulberries are fruiting at the moment, and we are looking forward to enjoying them when they ripen. The star fruit or carambola is flowering now and should start fruiting soon. This variety is known as the Phuang Tung. This white sapote, which was in a pot last year, is growing well in the ground. The fruit of the white sapote has a custard-like texture with a sweet and delicious flavor. Meanwhile, the green sapote is showing good growth, although it hasn't fruited yet. As for our mangoes, this is the Maha Chinook variety and is the first year in the ground. It fruited well. We recently tasted its first fruits, and it's a great mango, sweet, tangy, and looks stunning with its orange peachy skin. The lemon zest mango hasn't fruited yet, but is growing well with fresh new leaves. We also harvested a couple of fruits from our Carabao Philippine mango, which has a yellow flesh when ripe, and the fruit is sweet and non-fibrous. Now we have all these fruit trees in pots. The Giro persimmon is fruiting and in its second year in the pot, and the miracle fruit is producing fruit again as well. Our amberella plant is growing well and fruiting nicely. We even made pickles from it. You can check out the video on our channel. And these are some new additions, which include the bay leaf plant, the Z4 abu, the Jala giant avocado, a dwarf black mulberry, and also a young sugar apple purchased recently and bearing its first fruits. The Yimpei Wampi, which we transplanted to the ground 6 months ago, is now fruiting. And the large-leaf Jaboticaba, also transplanted at the same time, is slowly growing well. Another new addition in a pot is the Ratu red jackfruit, a recent purchase. That's the mulberry plant. Our yellow sapote, or the aurea, is starting to flower and hopefully fruit. So is the Acerola Barbados cherry, which is also fruiting right now. As for our jujube plants, we have 3 varieties, Shanzili, Hanija, and Chico, which is currently flowering. We also added a peanut butter plant to the collection. Here we have 3 types of finger limes, the Byron Sunrise, which produces dark maroon fruit with vibrant orange-red caviar-like fruit inside. The Elstonville is a green-colored variety. And the red champagne finger lime, which is pinkish in color inside. And that's the Chico jujube that is flowering. Now to our dragon fruit collection. It is doing well and features 13 varieties. We start with a new trellis of the Purple Haze variety, which we built 2 months ago. The white dragon fruit, one of the first in our original collection, is flowering and fruiting well. The American Beauty, growing on a new trellis, has just started flowering. Its fruit is greenish and red on the outside and has a deep red flesh and an amazing flavor. It's also self-pollinating. Though the bees are happily lending a hand in pollinating this flower. Our red dragon fruit is growing well. and has started to flower and fruit. Right next to it is the Ecuador pallora, also known as the yellow dragon fruit, which is the sweetest of all our varieties. It has flowered well this year, and we are looking forward to a good crop of fruits in 6 months' time. This trellis combines the Colombian pallora and Scots purple, both flowering and fruiting. Here we have mostly the Scots purple alongside a red variety. The Aussie Gold hybrid is flowering and fruiting too. This next trellis is with the Taiwan Purple, Dark Star, and Purple Haze varieties, and they are producing a good number of flowers and fruits. Here we have the Pink Panther, American Beauty, and Voodoo Child. These varieties are growing well alongside each other. We've also got the Jade Red and Connie Meyer, known for their stunning magenta flowers, adding a rich color to the collection. And finally, the last trellis is the Dark Star variety, which was planted 3 months ago and is doing well. Between the dragon fruit trellises, we are also growing store-bought pineapple crowns in 200 mm pots. And here's the feijoas or pineapple guavas, which are growing well this year and producing a good crop of fruit. Here's a new addition to our garden, the achacha plant. This small plant, which was in a pot, was recently transplanted into the ground and growing well. Next is the seedless lychee, another recent transplant showing healthy growth. Now we have the citrus collection. This is the Washington navel orange, which is a newly grafted tree in its first year in the ground. The Cara Cara blood orange, also grafted, is growing well in the ground. The West Indian lime or key lime, which was previously in a pot, is now planted in the ground and producing larger fruits this year. The Tahitian lime is another lime variety that's growing well in its new spot. Here is the Maya lemon. Although it's not fruiting much this year, we are hopeful it'll do well. Our Meiwa kumquat is producing small, sweet abundance of fruits in this large pot. This is the variegated kumquat with its unique foliage and striking fruits. Here is our calamansi lime, which is producing a good number of fruits this year. Moving on to our guava, this is the white guava producing fruits twice a year during summer and winter. We'll be bagging the fruit soon to protect it from the fruit flies in summer. This turmeric plant in a pot is thriving and providing us with fresh, homegrown spice. The kaffir lime is great for its aromatic leaves, which we use in our cooking. Here is a fruit of the kaffir lime tree. And finally, this ginger, which is growing in a pot, is doing well. It keeps us supplied with fresh ginger. Here we have our established trees. First, we have our mandarin orange tree, which has been consistently fruiting. Next up is the Nagami kumquat, a prolific fruiter that has an abundance of fruit every year. Our Bowen mango tree is taking a break from fruiting this year since we pruned it heavily after last season's harvest. Similarly, the Golden Queen mango tree has only a few fruits this year due to top pruning after last season. Moving on, we have our black pepper vine, currently covered in small fruits, and right next to it is the lemongrass plant. Then comes our soft jackfruit tree, an easy peel variety, now fruiting in its second year. This medium-sized fleshed jackfruit is a sweet and delicious variety. One of the fruits have cracked open, and we are bagging it till it ripens. This tree is an excellent addition to our backyard. Our rambutan tree has successfully made it through one winter, and we are optimistic about its growth here in Brisbane. The Kwai Mai lychee fruited well last year but hasn't produced any fruit this year, though it's putting out new flushes of growth. We also have the African Pride custard apple, which currently has a couple of fruits developing. Our Valencia orange is another established tree and consistently produces a good crop each year. The Paxton prolific custard apple has many small fruits that will mature in winter. Nearby, we have our 6-year-old seedling jackfruit tree, which is just beginning to fruit. We expect it to bear firm-fleshed jackfruit. And this is our native beehive. The bees are active in this hive. Our moringa trees are a staple in the garden. We prune them every winter and process the leaves into powder. Check out our video on how we make moringa powder. These trees thrive during the summer months. Next, we have 3 red dragon fruit plants in the ground, all fruiting this summer. And we have a bird's eye chili growing alongside them. Then we have 2 red papaya trees. patch of sweet potato and a vibrant pandan cluster. This is our curry leaf tree, which, like the moringas, is pruned heavily every winter but bounces back with new leaves. Here we have our composting and mulching area. We have 5 compost bins. We mulch most of our cuttings and compost our kitchen green waste and grass clippings. Wrapping up, we have 2 new avocado trees in the front yard, planted in April of last year after growing in pots. The one on the left is the Shepherd Type A variety, and the other is the Words Type B variety. We are really pleased with how our backyard orchard is coming along and look forward to seeing what the future holds. There's something so rewarding about growing fresh, homegrown fruits. It makes all the effort worthwhile. Feel free to follow us on YouTube and Facebook at J&M Backyard Orchard for updates and tips. Thank you for being part of our journey.